Hey guys, how you doing? So welcome to the Sunday Source. Again, this particular week Sunday Source is going to be a recorded session. For some reasons, I'm not able to go live at our normal time, but hopefully our next Sunday Source session, next week Sunday, is going to be live and our usual interactive sessions where you can ask your questions and tell me to analyze a particular pair for you. Okay, but we just have to make do with what we have available. Okay, so what I'm going to do, like I did last week, is to go over a few pairs uh, that you can look at for the week and expecting setups for the week. Okay, so there's a recap of what we did last. So last week we analyzed the dollar index, and then we're able to realize that price is still very much in a demand. All right, so we're expecting the dollar to gain strength from here. And then we went over to analyze Euro USD, GBP USD last week. And then actually our point of interest on both pairs were actually violated. All right, so that zone couldn't hold the strength. Okay, actually that pair is moving. So the dollar was very much weak as of last week. But overall, as you can see on the weekly chart, the dollar is in a demand zone. Okay, so right now, possibly what is going to happen is this liquidity possibly needs to be taken out. All right. So this coming week or next few weeks, we might see dollar still lose value, okay, and come down a bit to take our liquidity here. And then ultimately, if this zone isn't violated, ultimately we should see the push that we are expecting. So we have to be very, very careful when we're looking at USD pairs. Okay, so now the dollar index has given us an overview of what is up of what is might go on. So if price is might still trying to be looking for liquidity to grab, okay, inducement, right? So we should see similar market structure on every USD pair, all right? So let's go to USD CHF. Just something random. Okay, so let me delete everything here. All right. So ultimately, we know that GBP USD is what's it called? We know that USD on the index is in a demand zone. Over here as well, you can see what's going on here. Let me highlight the market structure. You can see what price is doing here. Okay, you can see this, and then price is doing this, and then price over here, all right, broke new highs, but as you can see, the body of the candle did not necessarily close over here. All right. And then we are seeing a retracement here. Okay. And then price has tapped into this liquidity here. Price has grabbed liquidity here. Now, if you look at it on the daily will give you something a bit clearer. All right. You can see on the daily, we have price actually coming down here. So we might possibly be seeing price still come down a bit into this zone, possibly. All right, possibly. Now, that is if this liquidity that was grabbed here, okay, here is not enough to push price back into this block of supply, all right? So we have to make room for different possibilities in the market. What I've learned is not to predict the market. We want to react to what price is doing, because we might predict that price might do one thing, and then if you are bent on making price go a particular direction, you miss out on possible setup. So when analyzing the market, we want to have an open mind towards different possibilities than what you yeah, than what you are analyzing, especially if we are analyzing majorly based on technical analysis. We are not considering fundamentals or economic news. So different things, and those are the real things that move the market. All right. So possibly we might still see price go further and come into this zone. Okay, so this will be a good zone for price to come. All right, so this might serve as an inducement, okay, to be taken. So what might happen next few days is price should come down here. When price comes down here, definitely, okay, we should see some action here. All right, but ultimately, based on weekly, my bias when looking at something like this will be to, because this zone over here, now we had a higher high that's created, but you can see it's just weak. Let's straighten this. All right, so the body of the green candle did not close above this one, so I wouldn't consider this as a break of structure. All right, so in this case, what might happen is price possibly would want to switch from this bullish momentum, bullish structure to bearish. But what needs to happen is that price still needs to retrace into a supply zone. So ultimately, price might retrace into this block of supply, or if price should break this zone, this demand zone will make this supply what is needed to shift price into momentum. So it's a lot of possibilities here. Nothing really concrete for me on USD but if I go to lower time frame, like so daily, we are seeing possible inducement here. If we go to the 4-hour chart, what do we have on the 4 hours? Right, on the 4 hours, we can see that the momentum, okay, is very much bearish here, and then we can see the shift here. Okay, so let me go back to daily and draw that zone. So this is a demand zone on the daily over here. All right, and then we can see that this particular low, excuse me, this particular low was taken out. This low was taken out by this week here. All right, and then over here, what is the market structure on lower time frame? So we are seeing a possible shift from bearish to bullish. Now, why did I say that possible shift from bearish to bullish? Because if you check out market structure, you can see this, and then you can see this. Now, this is a lower high that has been violated. So though it was violated, and then price went up, and then price is back into this extreme block of demand here. All right, and then price is picking up from here, and then we can see price doing justice. All right, so if these zones don't get violated, if these zones get violated, so let me use rectangle. If these zones get violated, these zones get violated. All right, so that means we are seeing price going up to possibly that extreme supply. All right, but over here, let's see if you can still take entry. Now we know that price is reacting at this point of interest here. But what I would say is that a lot of times I would expect price to perform some inducements, especially at areas of demand and supply. So it makes sense. So let's go to the 15 minutes possibly. All right, so we can see a lot of action here. Now, there's still a lot of room in this zone. So possibly if price would really want to go up, right? I see it because it needs a lot of liquidity. So I see price still possibly coming back down here. If price should come back down here and then forms a change in trend market structure on this 15 minutes chart, okay, to be a very, very good entry for you, because price has taken out, as in there's inducement here already in that point of, at that point of interest. All right, so I would expect price to come back here possibly, or another setup that you can choose to enter will be here. All right, so this is a demand zone here. Okay, when you look at price doing this, all right, so this is a demand zone. So price might come back here and then just use this zone to go up. You don't know what might happen. All right, so that's why I said we don't want to predict so much. We want to react to the market. Once a market structure aligns to your system, you want to take entries. All right, so far you are using the right risk management. Even if you lose this trade, okay, there'll always be another setup that will help you recover the loss. Okay, so this would be a zone that you should be looking for entry on 15 minutes over here. All right, but of course I would advise that when price comes get into this zone, because right now price is bearish, you want to ensure that the market structure has shifted from bearish to bullish before you take entry. Okay, so that's what I'm saying on USD CHF. All right, so let's go to another pair. Okay, let's go to USD CAD real quick. So USD CAD, let's check what's going on weekly. Okay, I think we also checked out USD CAD last week. Now on weekly, what do we see going on weekly here? All right, so price is on the uptrend on weekly. Okay, so this is an area of demand on weekly over here. This is also a demand zone on weekly. So actually, let me check out something. I might favor the extreme. Oh, perfect. So I will use the extreme demand, because this one might serve as inducement. So I'll favor this one. So this is weekly. If price would react according to this structure, price still needs to come back down here ultimately and then go up. If price will continue in this uptrend, okay, because that's what price is doing. Okay, well, let's see if we can see a setup that will push price into this block of demand. If we go to daily, what's going on the daily chart? All right, so you can see daily chart, price is trending downwards on the daily. All right, so ultimately we might see price retrace into the zone. Okay, so here, let me confirm something. All right, so here or here, this is also a valid supply over here. Okay, a risky move, but it's valid. This is also a demand, the supply rather. This is also a supply. Okay, so this is a supply. You can see price tap into the zone, and then what I think is going to happen is that if this zone is going to hold, because we can see the move coming up, so price might come up to induce this level here. So grab liquidity and possibly go all the way down. Okay, that's one scenario. Or as price has done this, price will come all the way up here and then go down. All right, so a lot of possible scenarios for this market structure right here. Let's go to the 4-hour chart and see what price is doing. Okay, so on the 4 hours, we can see that price already shifted to bullish. Okay, let me delete this here. So this is, so let's say price was here. So we can take this zone, or we take this, and then ultimately what the price do? Price came down, created a lower low, break, validate the structure. So we have the shifts, we have this, we have this, we have this, and then price is currently reacting to this block of demand here. All right, so if this demand zone is going to hold truly, then we should see price align, price get to this higher high here. So we might see price break the zone. Okay, so that might be what, remember on daily, I think we saw this zone on daily, good. So if that 4-hour move happens, that might be what will violate, what will create this liquidity gap, this inducement here. Okay, so let's go back to the 4 hours. Good. So let's go to a lower time frame and see possible setups. So ultimately, price in the demand zone. So we are looking for buys ultimately. If you go to 15 minutes, what do we have on 15 minutes? Okay. You can see price, you can see some price was here before, and then you can see the inducement here. All right. You can see the inducement, so which move price. So this has already happened actually. I've seen this. All right. This has kicked off on 15 minutes. All right. So it's too late for you to possibly look for entries right now on 15 minutes, but where you can also look for a continuation of the trend will be if price should retrace possibly into this zone right here. All right, so all of this, into this zone right here. That's on 15 minutes. So if price should come down into this zone, it's going to take out all of this liquidity here, you can see. All right, so what might happen is price will just come down, take out this inducement here, and then go all the way up. So that's what we might expect this particular week, or price might just keep going up, create a new high, and then we'll retrace to a newfound level of demand. Okay, but ultimately, what is the future of USD CAD? Okay, it's very, very simple. Based on what we have given to us right now, price is in a demand zone. If this demand zone is going to hold, we should see price break the zone. If not, what is going on the weekly chart? Let's go to the weekly. Overall, this is a demand based on weekly structure. Price destination is still here. So whatever we are looking for here is to follow market direction into this destination. Now, based on daily, you can see, based on daily, you can see price is in a downtrend. All right, so if we are looking for buys now, we are only buying the retracement. All right, so price might retrace here or here. Okay, so as the market gives you more information, you want to adapt to the market. Don't be stuck on one particular ideology based on your analysis. Your analysis can be wrong, right? Because fundamentals move the market majorly, right? So that's what we have on USD CAD. Let's check out people's favorite pairs. Let's check out GBP/USD. So GBP/USD, what do we have? So on daily, we have price on an up. So let's start from weekly on GBP/USD. Okay. So on GBP/USD, chart is our price is obviously in an area of supply. Okay, that's an area of supply. So if this supply zone will hold, we should see a push down a bit and then possibly go up. Okay, that's what we have here. So we should be looking for opportunities to look for sales on this guy on the overall, like weekly. If you go to daily, Let's check what's going on daily. Let's check if there's been some sort of inducement on the daily time frame. Wait for that to load up. Okay, so this is a daily chart, and we can see some sort of liquidity grab here. Okay, the first time price starting to this zone was here, and then price came down. Then we can see a liquidation of the first mitigation of the zone here. So we might see enough momentum for some sort of retracement. But ultimately, price is still very much bearish, bullish on daily, as you can see what's going on here. Okay, price is still bullish, so we don't have any reason to short on daily yet. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour charts. Let's see what price is doing. Okay, so price as well is still very much bullish on the 4 hours. Okay, so this is it. This. Okay, price came to a demand zone, and then you can see that break. So price is bullish on all fronts. So we shouldn't be looking for sells. I wouldn't try to force a sell on GBP USD based on recent markets, based on event right now. So until price gives me a proper break of structure of a higher low, then I'll start looking for sell. But right now, the bullish momentum on the pound is still very, very strong. So it makes sense to look for buys possibly. Okay. So over here, we don't know what price is going to do in the coming weeks, in the coming days or weeks. But right now, I'll just wait, because ultimately, if I'm taking consideration to the higher time frame perspective, this is a supply. Okay, this is a supply zone. So that means in the supply zone, sellers are mostly active. So based on how I trade, even if I see a buy setup in this zone, right, I wouldn't take it. I'll look for only sells in this zone. So the only place I'll look for buys is when I see a setup outside the zone. Okay, so maybe if price should retrace into, let's say, this entire range here, if price should come down here, I can also look for buys, and that buy might be what will create a new high to break this zone. Okay, so I wouldn't sell here, even though, trust me, a lot of people will be selling. Okay, and that sell might actually work. Most times it wouldn't work. Most times you just contribute to the liquidity that will be grabbed here. So what price might do here? Now, a lot of people have sold here already. So what price might do this coming week is to grab liquidity here, and then that liquidity might be what will now push price here. So we do not know yet. So it's good to take entries when everything aligns. All right. So I would wait right now, based on what price is telling me now. I would wait for price to retrace into this demand here. I wouldn't sell yet, because I don't have a reason to sell. Okay. So let's check out Euro USD, and then we'll check out gold next. So this is a very, very peculiar thing that happened. So I think we were hoping to sell here last week, but the strength, can see the strength. If you go to the daily chart on Euro USD, right, we can see price on an uptrend. And then I think we were expecting price to retrace into the zone. I think so. And on the 4 hours, what did we see on the 4 hours? Right. I see price doing this, going right? And ultimately price breaking this zone. Okay, so giving us the possibility of a sell, of a change of trend, right? So this happened, and then we're expecting when price gets to this block of supply here, we should expect possible sell. Okay, but it can happen here, it can also happen here. Remember, this is still also the supply. That's the extreme swing supply. So if this zone does not kick in, possibly, right, this zone might be the one to kick in. All right. So we are still on the side of the sell on Euro USD. All right. So what might happen here? So this might happen, or what might, so price might actually, there'll be, I'm foreseeing a lot of, manipulation and liquidity grabs here. So what I would like to see possibly is, just to be on the safe side, what might happen is price would go back up a bit and take out all of this liquidity here, come up a bit, and then push price back down. So it might take a bit of patience. If you go to the 1 hour chart, you might see the liquidity clearly. All right. So this is a trend here. All right. So price might do that. Okay. Even though right now on the 1 hour charts, even though right now on the 1 hour charts, on the 1 hour chart, we are seeing price, if you consider this structure, okay, if you consider this structure, this is actually a demand level. All right, this is a demand level. So price is in another 1 hour demand. So until price breaks the zone, we are still looking at price, going up, to be fair. Okay, so until price breaks the zone solidly, if price should break the zone somewhere here, retraces, then it might make sense to sell this guy. Okay, but I'm favoring price still coming up a bit, and then when price, if price should do this, then we'll see a move all the way down. Okay, so I might be wrong. I'm just reacting to what price is doing, and as price gives us more information, we will be able to make the right decision based on entry and proposed market direction. So let's check out our last pair. Let's check out gold. Right, so gold, we're looking at gold last week, and then so gold is very much aligning with our analysis. So we're saying that gold needs to retrace into the zone, and then gold has retraced into the zone. That's the supply zone. So this is a 4 hour chart. Okay, so gold needs to do that. So we're expecting a sell from here. Again, what I expect price to do is to possibly take out this inducement and this liquidity, and then come up a bit into this zone properly, like the 50%, and then go all the way up. Okay, so if you're trading gold, I'll recommend that you be patient, let price come up a bit into the zone, grab huge liquidity, and then most likely you see price go your direction. Okay, so that's what I see with gold and every other pair. Okay, so like I always tell you, you don't need a lot of pairs to make money in a week. All right, so stick to a few pairs every week so that you are not all over the place. So that is why I'm only doing 4 to 5 pairs on this analysis. Okay, so to take a cue from that, focus on a few pairs in a particular week so that you can monitor those pairs properly. All right, so guys, I'll see you in the next week, next Sunday source. Hopefully it's going to be a live session. Okay, so leave a like below this video, on this video rather, comment on this video, and of course ensure that you subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you next week, guys. I wish us all the very, very best this new trading week. Cheers.